Hello there, everybody, and welcome to the fifth part of my Pokemon and I Reliving the Crisis, the fifth part of my book. Now, this part here, I am actually glad that I can finally read it, because this is actually one of my pardon me while I try to figure this out. There we go. This is actually one of my favorite parts of my book, because it actually deals with now you can see the full connection between the Pokemon Heroes movie and my own series, and now you'll be able to see how my own series works and how effects have changed and whatnot. So this is all this upcoming stuff from Part 5 is not really based on the movie at all. This is my main series, so it's not, I guess you could say, a ripoff of that. So this is completely new material. So and there we go. Although, because I think part 5 is right there. And we're right. So this is the beginning of this. Last time we left off, Mike discovers that things aren't normal around the household or his neighborhood or whatever, and he thinks the future has changed. This was unbelievable. Downright unbelievable. The future is changed? I wanted to know how, but I was too depressed to even think. I'm happy to see Zapdos again in a way, but I didn't want him to seem like this. I just didn't know what to do anymore. I felt as if I was stuck in a bottomless pit. Feeling my depression worsened, I started to feel even more awful. I started to grow a big headache and started to hold my head. Alright, something is wrong with you, and I want to know what. Something happened on that walk you took. Please tell me what it is. I can't, Zapdos, really. I just can't. What? Why not? Did something attack you or something? Or was it a nasty trainer or something? You know, whoever made you like this, I'll attack them for you. What? No, it wasn't a trainer. It wasn't anyone who did it to me. You see, I really can't tell you this. You won't understand. What makes you say that? Am I not the understanding type? No, I don't think that at all. It's just that, well, it's more me than you. You might not understand because I'm not sure how to tell you this. Well, I'll suggest this. If you can't just tell me alone, then how about telling all 5 of us? With all of your Pokemon here listening to you, one of us will understand. I guess you're right. I can't just sit here and cry to myself. I need to talk to someone. Or, I guess, everyone. I'll let the others out. I took the Pokeballs that contained my other Pokemon and sent them out one by one. It felt incredibly weird to do this because I haven't been a trainer in a year. Now that the future has changed, I guess now it seems as if I never quit being a trainer in the first place. Soon, the whole crew was out and standing in a weird formation. I wasn't sure why they were doing this. Now that I see them like this, I noticed that this was the same formation that the picture of my dresser showed. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you all. Hello, Mike. Okay, now may I ask you why all of you are standing in this army-like pose? It is because you wanted us to stand like this when we meet. Yeah, that's right, Mike. You did. I think this pose is fun. Yeah. Okay, then. Now, I have something to tell you all, but saying it won't be easy. And what is that, Mike? Well, I kind of got knocked out on that walk I took. Everyone gasped when I said that. I had to lie. I wasn't in the mood at all to tell them about the earlier life and my journey through Altimar. I felt bad for lying to him, though. Ah! Oh my, are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine, but I had a feeling you going alone like this wasn't a good idea. Yeah, Moltres is right. You should have taken us with you. You have us for protection, you know. I cannot believe you didn't take us. Okay, everyone settle down. Now I want to tell you what I experienced while I was in this knockout. What do you mean experienced? Was it like a dream or something? Yes, it was. But I thought it wasn't because it felt as if it was real. I felt as if it was my new lifestyle. New life? I don't know, does it have us in it? Yeah, it does. All of you were in it. Ooh. Now, in this dream, I was a leader of a very famous team. Hey, you mentioned something about a team to me earlier. Now, what was it called? It was the LSRT. The LSRT? Hey, that sounds kind of like a radio station. You know what? It does, doesn't it? Well, it's not! Sorry. I flipped out. Anyway, the LSRT stands for the Legend Saber Response Team. It was a team to help save legendary Pokemon from being captured. That does sound pretty interesting. Now, were we a part of this team that you mentioned? Yeah, you were. All of you. Even Linoon and Pidgeot. They helped me from, even you, Linoon and Pidgeot helped me with keeping legendaries away from being caught by any trainers. That doesn't sound much different than what we do already, huh? I mean, what's so special about it anyway? There are only 5 of us. Well, Moltres, there was more than just 5 of you on the team. Okay then, what else? We had tons of Pokemon on the team. Like, for instance, we had Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Dragonite, Flygon, Salamence, and Charizard. And also for... You call those legends? Ha! Some team. Sounds like more like a fan club than a Legend Saber team. I give Moltres a very rude glare. I was saving the legendary Pokemon for last. Please, Moltres, I am not in the mood for any of your comments. Enough of them! Whoa. Okay, take it easy. No need to get all personal. You know, I think it would be best for you to keep your mouth shut. So what legends were there? Oh, I want to know so bad. Well, there were Ho-Oh, Lugia, Mew, Latias and Latios. Wow, that's amazing! It is. I mean, if it were real. It was. Yes, and it felt so real. It was as if I could interact with them. Some dreams are just that real, it seems. And the worst part is when you wake up. Unless you were having a nightmare, that is. Oh, it was real. It was all real. And the worst part is, I could feel myself start to cry. Are you alright? No, not really. Linoon walks up to me and sits beside me. What's the matter? It's just that Latias and Latios. What about them? They were just so nice to me. I did hear that Latias and Latios are some of the friendliest Pokemon you could meet. The others looked at Moltres. What? That's not a comment. I was just stating a fact. I think that fact is true, Moltres. I'm sorry that your dream made you like this. Having a friend that was nice and then finding out that it was just your imagination playing a dirty trick on you. That's a harsh thing. How nice were they? What did they do? I really don't want to get back into that right now. I'm already sad enough as it is. Everyone hugged their head down to show how sorry they were of that. I told them that what I experienced. Except for Moltres, who was looking at me. What I told these 5 was the truth wrapped up in a lie. How I lost the friends I adore was false, but the fact that I did lose them was real. I was so upset, and this time I did not have Latias and Latios to comfort me. Well, I'm no Latias or Latios, but I can still be here with you to overcome this hard time, and I know that everyone else will help too. Yeah, I want to find everything that might cheer you up. Me too. We're all here for you, Mike. Just like you are here for us when we need help. You know what you need. How about we go battle some trainers? I fold my arms and stare at Moltres. I think that's what you want rather than what I need. Just giving an idea. Now's not a good time for battling. No, it isn't. I don't feel like it anyway. Me neither. I started to hear someone come up the stairs. Then I heard a knock on my door. The door opened and my father came in. Oh, the whole team's here. Mike, it's time for dinner. I brought pizza. Oh, nice. I'll be right down. Something wrong? You don't sound too happy. Is that tears in your eyes? Yeah, it is. Linoon was acting silly again. I laughed so hard that I started to cry. Oh, okay. Well, come on down and get it while it's hot. He turned around and walked down the stairs, and then got some stares from the Pokemon. Why'd you lie to him? I don't want him getting into it. There's some things in my life I only want my Pokemon buddies to know. I still think you should tell him, but okay. Alright, I'm heading downstairs to eat. Catch you guys when I'm done. Hey, wait! Yeah? Aren't you gonna put us back in our Pokeballs? No. I don't feel like it. You guys can just do whatever you want until I get back. I walk out of my room and head down to the stairs. That's very strange. Mike always puts us back in our Pokeballs when we're done. That is very unlike him. Yeah, something severe happened to him during that knockout, and I have a feeling that he's hiding it from us. Well, maybe it's just that his team in his dream doesn't use Pokeballs. You know, that might be it. And now he must still, I think Eddie doesn't have to use them. I hope he's okay. He's not now. But I will do anything that he wants me to do to make him happy. I mean it. The others look at Moltres. What? What's with all the stairs? I can be caring too, you know. As I walked in the living room, I started to look for Growlithe, the family pet. I suddenly realized that he is no longer with us. He became our pet because of the LSRT trying to find his owner, or master as he called it. But now that the future has changed, Growlithe never found his home. That's just awful. He always looked up to me like I was his master, even though I wasn't. And now, I'm really not. As I started to walk in the dining room, I could smell the pizza that Dad brought home. Originally, I would be happy to have a nice slice of pizza, but when you're as depressed as I am, it's like nothing would ever cheer you up or make you happy. Hey there. Hey. Hey, look what we got today. Bacon pizza. Sweet. I sat down at the table and stared at the empty plate in front of me. Instead of taking a slice of pizza, I started to daydream. Hey, what's up with you? Not hungry? What? No, I am. I just must have gotten lost in thought. You know, there's some buffalo chicken pizza as well. I know how much you love that. Yeah, I'll take some. I take some bacon pizza and start to eat it. When I ate it, though, it didn't taste as good as I thought it would. Wow, depression really does change your whole life. About halfway through dinner, my mom started to talk. I can't believe how fast the day flew by. You two remember, right after dinner, you didn't even take your showers for school tomorrow. What? School? Wait, I don't go to school anymore. What are you talking about? Of course you go to school. You don't go to school anymore? I thought you loved it. No, not really. I quit school. Since when? Just now? No, I quit a year ago. Okay, then explain to me why you just went yesterday. Oh no, that's right! Before the future's changed, I quit school to make the LSRT. Now that it doesn't exist, I still go to that school. Why would you want to quit? You were so close to graduating. And when you do, you'll become a really awesome trainer. I don't want to be a trainer. This is not how my life is supposed to be. I don't go to school, and I don't use Pokeballs, and I'm supposed to have my team back, and... I just want my old life again. What on earth are you talking about? What team? What old life? Oh, here we go again. I hate explaining things. I basically told my family the same story that I told my Pokemon. It wasn't easy, though. They asked me a lot more questions than my Pokemon did. Okay, so let me see if I got this right. You went for a walk by yourself at Great Brook Farms. Yeah. And you were suddenly knocked out by something you didn't see. Yes. And this life you talked to us about is really a dream that seemed like you were living it? Yes, that's it. I have nothing else to say about it, really. I do. Why didn't you take your Pokemon with you? I just didn't. Besides, I have no idea what hit me anyway. My Pokemon wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. That's true. You might not have gone to school in your dream, but in the real world you do. I think you should get ready for bed. Yeah, I guess you're right. I got up and left the table. Even though I should have helped clean up, I really didn't want to though. As I went in my room, I got to get some pajamas for my shower. I was begged to put my Pokemon back in their Pokeballs. So I did, even though I had told myself I would never do it again. I headed downstairs for the shower when Hannah stopped me. Hey Mike, I bet that team you had was really cool. It was. I wish I could be a part of it again. When I get some Pokemon, we can make up a cool team of our own. Thanks for the offer, but it won't be the same. I know, but could we at least try it? I'd rather not. Sorry. I walked in the bathroom to take my shower. While getting undressed, I found out that I still had my dagger in my pocket. I was very shocked to find that it was still with me. I told myself just to hide it in there until I got upstairs. After I took my shower, I walked back up to my room for bed. I really didn't feel like doing anything else. When I went to bed though, I felt as if something was missing, and I knew exactly what it was too. Latias and Latios usually sleep in my room with me. Sometimes, like the day of the Ho-Oh rescue, they sleep in my bed with me. I felt very lonely again. I wanted them back really bad. I couldn't sleep. I just felt like I refused to sleep unless someone was here to sleep with me. I had a similar good idea on me to help cure it, though. I took the Pokeball that contained Linoon in it and tossed it in the air to let him out. To my surprise, he wasn't asleep yet. Although, it's not even 8 in the evening yet. He shouldn't be asleep at this time. Hi, Mike! What did you send me out for? I know this may sound a little silly of me, but could you sleep in my bed tonight? I feel like I need someone to comfort me while I sleep. That doesn't sound silly to me. I know that you're still upset about the dream. I'll be happy to sleep with you tonight. Gee, thanks, Linoon. That means a lot to me. Linoon hopped up on my bed and lay down next to me. I could feel part of my loneliness go away when he did. Even though I had a buddy here to sleep with me, I still didn't want to sleep. Instead, I started to think to myself. I knew that the future was changed, but I just wanted to know why. I had to do something with Latias and Latios, but what? I tried to think of the reasons, and I found a possible solution about 10 minutes into my thinking. The reason why the LSRT started is because of Latios. Why aren't he and his sister here with me? I thought that they said that it would come. Although, I remember now that what the Latias said to me on the night we talked. In the future, both of you are living with me at my house, and there you two help Pokemon who need help. What? Live with you in the future? How can that be? I don't think that's possible. We have and are going to live here to guard this city. Why would we just leave to join your team? I mean, it does sound like a great organization, but that would leave the city undefended. It has something to do with that, I know it. Both of them are still at the city still to this day. They never left Altimar in the first place, so that means I never met them. The only reason why I met Latias is because she fled the city. The reason why she fled the city is because she could not handle the fact that her brother had vanished. Because I saved them and the island, it means that the Soldew never broke. So Latios never had to stop that wave, which also meant he never vanished. Which leads to Latias not having any reason to flee the island. Which means I never met them in the past. What have I done? Was preventing the crisis really worth it after all? Doing so changed my life. I think for the worse. Well, at least Latios and Latias are safe and happy. I wanted to prevent the crisis, and now I have to take the consequences for doing so. I suddenly felt depressed again, and I grew a headache to go with it. I didn't have the energy or the feeling to be thinking anymore, so instead I turned over on my side and fell asleep. I forgot how early I needed to wake up for school. It must have been 6 in the morning when my mom woke me up. I really didn't want to go to that school at all. I refused to go with all my might, but my parents forced me to. I don't want the life of a trainer. I wanted my lone life back. My mom told me not to fly to school on my bird Pokemon, but I ignored her. I wanted to fly there, so I did. I arrived at the front of the locked school. It felt incredibly weird to be a student here again. A student who goes to this school walked up to me and started to talk to me. I was half daydreaming, so I wasn't really paying any attention. Hey, aren't you the leader of the LSRT? I quickly snapped out of my daydream and looked at him, and did I really hear what I thought I heard? What? I said, do you want to battle my Shiftry? No. I'm not in the mood right now. What? But you always want to battle. Why not? I had a rough day yesterday. I was knocked out by an unknown Pokemon yesterday, and I still have a headache today. I'm not in the mood at all. Sorry. Oh, okay then. I hope you feel better then. That was scary to me. I thought he really said something about me being the leader of the LSRT. To be honest, I wanted him to say something like that, but I know that won't happen. I had no idea what class I had to go to. I remember back when I did go to school for real that I went to a class called Poke Class. And in it, you learn about facts about Pokemon and how to become a better trainer. I just decided to go there for the heck of it. I also remember the teacher that taught the class. Her name was Mrs. Coase. Her class was the only thing I ever liked about school, besides maybe gym. I could care less about the other classes. I walked in that classroom, and to my surprise I found Mrs. Coase sitting at her desk. she is still teaching at the school after all. I guess this life isn't all bad. I walk up to her. Excuse me. Oh, hello, Mike. Can I help you with anything? I forget. Do I have you this period? Why, yes, you do. I have a seat anywhere. It's time to begin our class. It's a good thing she said to sit anywhere, because I wouldn't have a clue where I'm supposed to be sitting. I saw some of my friends from school in the class, so I sat next to them. It's kind of funny to see Jenna and Steve again. I never thought I would ever be sitting next to them in any sort of classroom. Ooh, I'm so excited to teach right now, especially since I'm teaching about legendary Pokemon. Say what? Yes, it's time to continue Legends Week. Oh my god, come on! What the heck are the odds? And now what legends have we learned so far? We learned about Ho-Oh. What? Yep, who else? We also learned about Lugia. Yes. Oh yeah, and Mew also. Oh yeah, this is such torture. Why is this happening to me? Right, those are all the legends we have covered so far. Which legend should we talk about next? How about Articuno? Good idea. I have a great idea too. Instead of me showing you a picture, Mike, why don't you send out your Articuno? I'm sorry, I really don't feel like it right now. No? You always want to show off your Pokemon. Not today, sorry. I have a headache. Oh, alright then. I don't want to force you. We'll try your Pokemon tomorrow then. Now, anyone else have any ideas on what Pokemon we should learn? Ooh, I have an idea. Don't do it. What is it? I'm warning you. Don't you dare do it. How about we learn about Celebi? Good choice. Whew, yeah. What a relief. Yeah, let's learn about Celebi. Now, Celebi is known as the time travel Pokemon. Is it because it travels through time? Wow, you're a genius. Why, yes, it is. Anyone know what type Celebi is? Is it grass and flying? You would think that because of its wings, but actually it's grass and psychic. Oh. After that, the class was taught the moves and abilities of Celebi. They were also taught the legends and myths of Celebi too. But I was basically zoning out the whole time. I didn't get any of it. Except for one thing. Before we move on to our next legend, I have one other thing to say about Celebi. What's that? Some people, including myself, believe that Celebi has a secret and personal hobby. Hobby? Like what? No one is sure, but they say it happens during important times. I'm dying to know what sort of hobby that could be. Yep. Now, which legendary Pokemon should we learn about next? Let's learn about Moltres. No way! He's too mean looking. That's kind of funny. Fine then. Then what do you think we should hear about, Jenna? How about Latias? What? You know, Mike. Latias, the Eon Pokemon. Oh yeah, I like that. And how about Latios too? Yeah, let's learn about Latias and Latios. No, why? Why go there? Excellent choice. I love to talk about the Eon Pokemon. I slammed my head down on the desk. It hurt pretty badly when I did it, though. I could not believe what was happening to me. My past life was haunting me, and it felt like it was taunting me of the Pokemon I was no longer friends with. I couldn't take it. I actually began to heat up and sweat from the stress. Now, can anyone tell me what type Latios and Latias are? Here's a hint. They're both the same type. Ooh, I know. Yes, Mac, what is it? Hey, watch, Jenna. He's gonna fall for it again. It is Dragon and Psychic. Wow, impressive. You actually got it. Hey, I thought they were Dragon and Flying. That kid fell for it. No, Mac is right. They're Dragon and Psychic. Now, anyone know some of the abilities of Latios and Latias? They can fly. No, wow, I never knew that. Oh, Steve, don't be that way. Now, do you know how they fly? That's easy, with their wings. Wrong. It's because they levitate. That's right, Jenna. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was thinking of a different Pokemon. Yeah, sure. Another ability is their Dragon Dew that they have. Dragon Dew? What is that? Ah, they use the Dragon Dew that is in their body to reflect light. The dew reflects the light in such a way that they become invisible. Wow, that's neat! They use the dew in their bodies to do that? Huh. Wow. I knew that they turned invisible, but I never knew that they used a special dew to do it. That is so cool! The suspense was killing me. I'm already depressed enough as it is. But now listening to these facts did not make the pain any better. I did not know how much more of this I could take. I held my head and shut my eyes as tight as I could. Oh, Mike, cheer up! I know you have a headache, but we're learning about your favorite Pokemon! We both have been waiting to hear about these two magnificent creatures. Mrs. Coase? Yes, Kevin? Latias and Latios are different Pokemon, right? Yes, that's right. Since they both look alike and have the same abilities, are they related to each other? Ah, that they are. In fact, there's a special ability that they both can use with each other. There is? Yes. Latios can send visions to Latias. And in other words, he can use his abilities to allow Latias to see what Latios sees. Whoa. Ah, I can't take it! I immediately got out of the seat and ran out of the classroom door. I really just couldn't handle it any longer. The memories kept filling my head, and my attitude kept growing worse. I headed towards the school main entrance. Oh my word! What on earth happened to him? The class appeared to be just as baffled and stunned as she was. I had to make it to the made it to the front door at last. I pushed the lever to open the door. Hey! I turned around and saw Mr. Infanger, the school principal. He did not look too happy to see me. What do you think you're doing? You know, it's against the rules to leave school without any authorization. I have to leave. I can't stay in this place any longer. You can get suspended for this action. Expel me! I don't care! I pushed the door open and ran outside. I grabbed Pidgeot's Pokeball and tossed it into the air to send him out. And then I walked and stood next to him. Hey, Mike, why'd you send me out? School couldn't possibly have ended yet. It didn't for the other students, but it did for me. Huh? Bend down so I could ride on you. But Mike, just do it! He did as instructed, and I climbed on his back. I was just about to tell him to fly when I saw Mr. Infanger walk towards me. Hey! Get back in this building this instant! No, I won't. This is not where I belong. I am not a trainer. I am a team leader. Pidgeot, fly! Pidgeot started to flap his wings, and soon we were up in the sky. Where am I going, Mike? I don't know. But just get me away from this schoolyard as fast as possible. This place stresses me out. I suddenly have another memory come in my head. Only this time, it was a voice and not a picture. You know what calms me down from stress is a nice peaceful walk through a beautiful park. I love those. That memory made me figure out the destination. Typo, figure out me destination? Oh, it must be my destination. My bad! Anyway, it also made me think, when does Latias ever have stress? Better yet, Pidgeot. Yes, Mike? Let's head over to Great Brook Farms. I feel like I should go there. Alright then, I'll head over there. Pidgeot then made a sharp left turn and headed towards the new destination. So, Mike, tell me, why did you just leave school? And what was with up to the "this is not where I belong" thing? Well, Pidgeot, let's just say that that story I told you guys was fake. Pidgeot stopped flying forward and stayed where he was in the air. What? What do you mean fake? That wasn't a dream I had. It was real. 100% real. And I'm not kidding. Okay, then so why isn't the team going on right now? Well, what happened was, well, I was knocked out, but that knockout caused me to go back in time. Back in time? Really? Yes, really. And I performed some actions in the past that caused me to change my future into this lifestyle. The LSRT was a real team, Pidgeot, and I ruined it. It doesn't exist anymore. That's awful. No wonder why you've been feeling this bad. It's now that like it's never existed in the first place, because I know nothing about it. It is like that way, isn't it? It never was created now. I basically ruined my life. And possibly everyone else's who was on the team. How could others' lives be ruined? Well, for all we know, Ho-Oh could be captured by another trainer right now, and there wouldn't be any way to prevent it. Oh, those poor Pokemon. I promised to help. I failed my duty as leader. I feel just awful. What about us five? We can't be caught. Oh, well, that's only because I captured you all. That's not what the team is about. You're supposed to be wild Pokemon and free to do whatever you want, and not in a Pokeball. Oh, I guess that's true. Yes. I promised myself that I would never use another Pokeball for as long as I lived. And here I am breaking the promise. Well, you can release us all now if you want. It won't really be nearly the same. Not at all. It would be, it would be if only if I had all my friends back. I don't think we'll be able to find them all. Do you think? No, it's impossible to find them in this enormous Earth. Now, could you continue flying, please? I would like to get there soon. Oh, sorry. That's okay. Oh, and Pidgeot? Yeah? Let's keep this conversation between you and I. Please, don't tell anyone else. I won't, I promise. Thanks, buddy. In only about 5 more minutes, we arrived at Great Book Farms. I got off of Pidgeot and started to walk. As I was thinking of returning Pidgeot so I could walk alone and clear my head, but instead I thought of a different plan. Hey, Pidgeot. Yeah, Mike? I would like you to do a little favor for me. Actually, I would like you and Linoon to do this for me. I then toss Linoon's Pokeball and he comes out. Hey, Linoon, I'm sending you and Pidgeot on a mission. A mission? Ooh, what kind of mission? I would like both of you to go to my room and to go inside my dresser. For what? There's a red dagger that I have in there. I would like to have it back. That sounds simple enough. Go in your room and go in the dresser to get it. Wait, did you just say dagger? Yes, I did. A red dagger. Where did you get something like that? I found it on the ground. Now, can you get it? Sure, Mike. For you. Of course we can. Thanks a bunch, you two. Hey, are you coming with us? No, I can't. I'm not setting foot in my house after the stunt I just pulled. What stunt is that? Pidgeot will tell you on the way there. Pidgeot looked at me with an expression that read, Are you sure? I smile and nod at him to give him the okay. Good luck, you two, and be careful. The dagger is very sharp. Okay. Alright, 3-second coffee break. Pidgeot then leaned forward and Linoon got on his back. Then Pidgeot flew up in the air and towards my house. I continued to walk through the fields of Great Book Farms, hoping that the walk really would clear my head. It was going smoothly for a few minutes until I started to pass through a certain field. This field wasn't just any field in this park. This was the field where Latias and I first met. I tried not to think about it, but I couldn't. I could picture myself behind that bush with Zapdos, and on the far side of the field was the dragon that I wished to see once more. The pain from the memory grew, and then suddenly I didn't want to be here anymore. I bolted out of the field as fast as I could. I didn't stop running when I got out of the field, though. I went into the woods and kept following the trail through the woods. I came to the main road after following the trails and crossed it without looking both ways. I really didn't care if I got hit by a car or not. To me, my life couldn't get any worse than it already is. I stopped running after another half-mile of trails. I eventually came to another field. This field was an important one as well. This was the field where I was knocked out and sent back in time. I tried to look around to see if there was any Pokemon around, but that could have caused it, but I found nothing. The whole field was completely empty and quiet, with no Pokemon in sight. The silence made me feel lonely. I sat in the field for a few minutes and looked around. This wasn't as relaxing as I thought it would be. I got up after a minute and walked towards the woods. It was against the park rules to walk outside of the trails, but I didn't really care. It's for safety purposes so you don't get lost in the woods. I think I wanted to get lost, to be honest. I hung my head down and continued to walk. I felt very tired all of a sudden after walking, so I leaned on the trunk of a blue-looking tree. I started to fall asleep when a booming verse startled me and woke me up. Ugh, why are you sitting on my leg? I immediately jumped back and looked up. I saw that it wasn't a tree that I was leaning on, but it was a giant blue Pokemon of some sort. I felt very scared all of a sudden. Hello, I am... Hush! I know who you are. Dialga knows all. That tree I was leaning on was actually a Dialga? Oh my god! So, I sent you back in time to fix things in the past. Wait, so it was Dialga who sent me back in time? That would explain why I got sent to Altimar from here. So, wait, it was really you who sent me back in time? Of course it was me. Who else would it be? I am the only master of time. I had no idea what to do or say at this time. I was so shocked to see the one and only legendary Dialga. I couldn't even think as much, really, because I was that scared. What I did think partly was the question, how did Dialga know I wanted to go back to Altimar to that specific point in time? And I guess his phrase, Dialga knows all, kind of made that clear. Also, how does he know it's me returning back to the Great Brook Farms? He stood with his back towards me without once turning around. I'm not sure how he knows it's me, but it can't it can't be by my voice because I never talked with him before. Heck, I never even seen him in person before. The only time I've ever seen him is that old magazine I used to buy called Pokemon Heroes Monthly. So, did you did you do everything that you needed to do while back in time? Yes, I did. I did accomplish my main goal. But doing so caused a problem. A problem? Like what? About a half a day after I completed my goal, I was sent back to the present day. I discovered once I got back here that my future has changed. Dialga didn't respond to what I just said, nor did he turn around. All he did was seem to stare in front of him. I started to think to myself, actually, I had a crazy idea that might help me get my old life back. If only I could convince Dialga to send me back in time again after I stopped the crisis. Then I could talk to the Latias and convince them to come home with me and start the team. It was a complicated plan, but it was worth a shot. Dialga? When I was back in time stopping the crisis, I was completely unaware about how it could affect my future. And now everything is different. Like, bad different. I see. I messed up trying to say goodbye. I was kind of hoping that you could send me back in time again to that spot when I left. Dialga once again didn't respond to what I said. He did, however, lower his head and shut his eyes tightly. I had no idea what was going on. Suddenly, Dialga began to shake. How dare you! I was startled from the booming voice and I fell down. I just sat there and looked at the enraged Dialga while feeling half scared to death. How dare you ask me that? You were lucky I let you back in time the first time. I'm sorry. I had no idea that my actions in the past would change my future. And now my life is completely ruined. You should have thought about that before you decided to go back in time. Dialga took a deep breath and started to calm down. I, however, was still very scared. You know, I see the future lined up in order as it should be. And when that line gets changed or corrupted, it makes me angry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. I won't ask again. Because, well, you're right. I should have thought about how the future would be affected, but I didn't. Now I have to take the consequences that come with it. Yes, that is right. And there is no way that I'm sending you back in time anymore. So do not ask me again. I won't, alright? I won't. I just wish that there was a way to see my two best friends again. When you left the past and returned here, where were your friends? They were at Altimar. Why? Instead of going back in time to that spot, why don't you go over to that spot now? What? You mean go all the way to Altimar? I mean, that's very far away from here. It appears that is the only option you have, it seems to me, because I am not sending you back in time again. I understand that you won't, Dialga, but how do you know that my friends will still be there? I can see them there. You can? Yes, I can. I can use telepathy to see around the world. I wasn't completely sure if I should believe Dialga or not. Dialga wouldn't lie. Would he? I'm not quite sure, to be honest, since I never met Dialga before, and I wasn't fond with his powers and abilities. While I was thinking, it hit me with the thought that had also appeared in my head last night. We have and are going to live here to guard this city. That quote from Latios made me know for a fact that Dialga wasn't lying. Latios and Latias should still be at the Altimar protecting the city. I was in such depression that I failed to realize that. It did look possible to see my best friends again, and perhaps restart the LSRT. That made me feel less depressed. Dialga, you must be right. I remember now that they told me that they would be at Altimar when I left, and that they would continue to live there for as long as they lived. So, are you going on the journey? Yeah, I made my decision. I'm going to Altimar to get my two best friends back. Very well. It's funny, really. This whole entire time that I talked with Dialga, he did not once turn around and look at me. I was starting to wonder if Dialga had eyes in the back of his head, or maybe he used telepathy to see me. Thanks for your help before, Dialga. I appreciate it. Maybe we'll meet again someday. Maybe. It's time to make things right. Goodbye, Dialga. I turned around and started to run back the way I came. I wanted to tell my Pokemon about the journey of going to Altimar, but I didn't want to do it in front of Dialga. I didn't want to take the chance of them attacking him. On the way out of the forest, I thought I heard Dialga talk, but I couldn't quite make it out what he was saying. I'm still offended from him asking me that. Although, now that I see it, he did apologize to me. And thank me for what I did. I guess he's not a bad guy after all. I know how... I now feel kind of bad for lying to him about his friends. Hopefully my lie is actually the truth. I walked a little bit further out of the forest and into the field. I felt relieved that I know it was Dialga who sent me back in time and not something else. Being in this field did not give me the chills anymore. There were a few things that I didn't get, though. What was Dialga doing here at Great Bow Farms anyway? And how long was he here for? One last thing was, how did he know that I wanted to go back in time? Well, the answer to the last question could be because I was talking to myself while I was in the field. But that still doesn't explain why Dialga was in the park. I remember reading in the Pokemon Heroes magazine that Dialga lived in a place called Temporal Tower. I don't think that this park is anything like a Tower of Time. Hey, Mike! That call snapped me out of my process of thinking. I look up and see Pidgeot with Linoon riding on him. Pidgeot flew down and stood next to me. Linoon got off his back while holding the handle of my red dagger with his mouth. Hey, there you are, Mike. I was looking everywhere in the park for you. Excuse me? Sorry, Linoon, I can't understand you with that in your mouth. Here, give it to me. I hold my hand out to Linoon and he drops the dagger in my hand. Was this the item you wanted? Why, yes, it is. Thanks a bunch, both of you. It wasn't easy getting it, too. Linoon had a little trouble getting your window open. Oh, whoops. Yeah. I forgot about that. But at least you got the dagger, so good job. Thanks. I don't understand why you want this so much. What's so important about it anyway? Well, while I was back in time at Altimar, I found this on a beach. Oh, Pidgeot told me that you went back in time on your way to your house. He did. Oh, and speaking of Altimar, I've decided to make a journey to go there right now. Really? Now? Yes, I have. Actually, I should probably send out the others to tell them about this. Yeah, good idea. I take the 3 legendary birds' Pokeballs and hold them in my hands. God, I hate using these things! I toss the Pokeballs in the air anyway, and the legendary birds come out. They all start to look at me, including Linoon and Pidgeot. Hey everyone, how you doing? Good. I hope all of you were in a flying mood, because we're going on a journey. What kind of journey? I've decided to go to Altimar. I don't want to be here anymore. What? Why? I just can't stand being here anymore. I just get stressed out from being here. I need to take some time off away from this life and go to a peaceful place. And Altimar is that peaceful place I want to go to. What about trainer school? I quit that school. I am not a trainer. I am a team leader. Then explain why you use Pokeballs with us. Well, it's not like I have much of a choice, you know. I give Moltres a rude glare. Anyway, I'm hoping to get to Altimar by sunset today. Even though Altimar is a couple thousand miles away from here, I know with your fast flying skills, we'll be able to get there in time. It seems reasonable. Also, I decided to split the riding time evenly with each of you, just so none of you get tired. But what about me? I can't fly! That's alright, Linoon. You already did your part by getting the dagger for me. Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, who wants to fly first? Me. I will. I'm up for it. I'll go first. Okay. How about we go in this order? Zapdos, Articuno, Moltres, and then Pidgeot. All of them agreed with the order, except for maybe Moltres, who didn't look like he cared much. Alright then. Zapdos, you're up first. Everyone else, you need to go back in your Pokeballs. Well, I never thought I'd ever say that sentence ever again. I then returned everyone but Zapdos. Zapdos then bent forward and I climbed on his back. Thinking about this plan at first made me feel great, but the more I thought about it, the more of a weird feeling I got. I suddenly had the urge to tell someone about what I was doing before I did it. Not a Pokemon either. A family member was more what I was aiming at. Zapdos began to flap his wings and get in the air. I wasn't quite ready for him to take off, though. Hold on a minute, Zapdos. I need to do something first. Zapdos stopped flapping, and we returned to the ground. I then got my Pokénav and began to text a message. I wanted this message to be sent to my little sister, Hannah, and on this message would be my plans and my goodbye, just in case I don't return to my house. She was the only one who would probably understand why I was doing this. She was the one who volunteered to build a team with me, after all. After I was done texting, I sent the message to Hannah's Pokénav. I then gripped my Pokénav and threw it away on this tall, soft grass. My parents ever found out what I was doing, I didn't want them calling me. What the? Okay, Zapdos, I'm ready. Alright, up we go. Zapdos then began getting air once more. I suddenly felt funny again, though. I think it was because what I did with my Pokénav wasn't a good idea. I definitely should get that back, especially after what happened the last time I didn't take it. Besides, what if Hannah tried calling me back? I felt like she should be rejected just because I didn't want my parents talking to me. Zapdos, wait. Zapdos suddenly stopped flying upward. I need to go back. I need to get my Pokénav. Okay. Zapdos then flew back down in the field. I got off of him and searched the tall grass for my Pokénav. I found it after about a minute of searching, and then I got back on Zapdos and we were in the air soon again. Alright, now which way do I go? Oh yeah! We go... wait, I'm not sure. Mike, how do you expect me to take you anywhere if you don't know where it is? Oh, wait, yeah, that's right, my Pokénav has a map on it. I totally forgot all about the fact that every Pokénav has a world map in it. And also a compass. With these, I'll be able to get to Altimar easier. After looking at the map, I realized that Altimar wasn't really as far away as I thought it was. Should be able to get there by sunset if there were no interruptions. Okay, we go that way. I point the way to Altimar. Alright, let's be off then. Back at the Lock Trainer School. Because of Mike's escape from school, Mr. Infanger decided to put the classes on delay while he talks to Mrs. Coase about what happened. I just don't understand why he did that. I mean, he was just fine yesterday and excited about learning legendary Pokemon, and now today he is all upset and depressed about it. That does seem rather strange. Now, could you tell me what happened right before Mike ran out of the room? Oh! I can't, Mr. Infanger. Mr. Infanger looked at Jenna with a serious sort of expression on his face. You know, young lady, this was a private conversation between Mrs. Coase and myself. Oh, I'm sorry. But if you have useful information on our fellow friend, then I'll be more than glad to hear what you have to say. Ooh, thanks. Okay, now we were going to learn about more legendary Pokemon today because it's the week of Legends Week. And Mike was feeling just fine and happy, it looked like. When he learned about Celebi, he was excited and thrilled. But then we started to talk about Latias and Latios, and his mood totally changed. Yeah, I remember seeing him holding his head and closing his eyes really hard. And then I told him to cheer up because we were learning about his favorite Pokemon. And then after that, he flew a few more facts about Latias and Latios. He said, I can't take it, and ran out of the room. Yeah, that's all I know. Thank you, Jenna. That was useful. It appears that it has something to do with Latias and Latios that made him like this. I'm going to talk this over with the guidance counselor. Until then, Mrs. Coase, resume your teaching until the end of the day. There won't be any time for other classes today after this whole dilemma. Alright, I will. Mr. Infanger then walked out of the room towards his office. Mrs. Coase wasn't sure what to talk about to the class, it seemed. Should we continue to talk about Latios and Latias? Some students were still eager to learn about the 2E on Pokemon, but others weren't too sure about it. Their eager feeling was lost after what happened to Mike. Okay then, I guess I will. But what to teach next? What about any myths or legends? Ooh, good choice! I actually have a book here with the pictures that contains a wonderful legend of Latias and Latios. As soon as she heard Mac's question, it seemed her mood changed. It appeared that her passion for teaching Pokemon facts was still very strong. What legend is that? Ooh, I just got this book over the weekend. This is a legend of how Latios and Latias guard the city named Altimar. It also tells about how two thieves try to come to this island and capture them. Capture them? Yes, but with the help of a friend, a human friend, Latias and Latios managed to remain safe, and so does the island. Who is that person? No one is sure what the name of the hero was, but I think there was a picture here that showed what he looked like. Let me check. She looked at the table of contents of the book thoroughly until she found an eye-catching section. Ahaha! Here we go. Let's look at here on the info on the hero section. She flipped through the pages of the book until she got to the section. When she got there, though, she saw something on the page that completely shocked her. Oh my God! The entire class looked at Mrs. Coase to see what was going on. They were very concerned because Mrs. Coase never says "my God" unless it is something incredibly important. That's Mike! Every single student got up out of his or her seat to see the picture. It really was a picture of Mike, and it was a drawing. It was a very nice drawing of him smiling, and in the background were both Latios and Latias' heads, both smiling as well. It looked like the two of them were smiling a thank you to Mike. Oh! That really is Mike! This picture is unbelievable. It's very well drawn. Who drew it? At the bottom of the illustration, it read, "Drew by Bianca, a citizen of Alto Mare Island." My gosh! If this is really Mike, then no wonder why he got upset from that. Oh, I bet he was really good friends with Latias and Latios, and if so, I bet he misses them. I must show this to Mr. Infanger immediately. Sorry, class, we're cutting the class a little bit short. I have a quiet study till I get back. Mrs. Coase took the book and ran out of the room. The other students just stood there and at the table in awe. After seeing what happened today, they weren't sure whether what was a legend and what was real. Back with Mike and Zapdos. This is the longest ride that I've ever taken in my life. And to be honest, Zapdos has only been flying for a couple hours. I'm starting to get a little worried that Zapdos might be getting tired, though. I know that he could fly for a really long time, but that was by himself. With me on his back, the limit for continuous flying was lower. Hey Zapdos, could you slow down for a sec? Sure. Is it time to switch up? I think it might be. I got on my Pokénav and looked at the world map. The Pokénav told me that my location was over in Maryland. This would make a good time for a pit stop. We were more than a third of the way there. The next stop would probably be somewhere in the Kanto region. The stop after that would be the Johto region, and Altimar would be right there. To be honest, as far away that I was, I did not miss my home back in Billerica. Yep, it's time to switch. You must be very tired anyway. Actually, no, I'm not. Oh, alright, so I'll fly down to the ground. When we then slowly lowered down to the ground. I wasn't quite sure what town we were in, but it wasn't a crowded town, crowded place. People who were around the area were astounded at the sight of Zapdos. They didn't know what to do, except for one person. Okay, time for a switch up. Oh wow, is that a Zapdos? Yes, it is. I take Articuno's Pokeball and toss it in the air. Articuno then comes out. And this is an Articuno. Whoa! That is so awesome! Hey, do you have the legendary bird Moltres too? I really didn't want to send Moltres out too, but everyone was impressed with the Pokemon I had so far. Why not impress them even more? I'm not one who shows off, but once in a while I won't do any harm. Well, you don't have Moltres? I have a Pokemon similar to that. I take Moltres' Pokeball and toss it out. When Moltres comes out, the crowd gasps. Hey, that is Moltres! The crowd clapped and cheered for a moment. How long did it take you to get them? What moves do they know? How will you take care of them? I would love to tell you all stories about them, but I really need to get going. I still need to travel hundreds of miles before sunset. Aww. Can we at least take a picture? Ooh, I want to have a picture with them. Oh, please? Sure, come here. Yes! Woohoo! Yeah, okay, you three. We are getting our picture taken from legendary bird fans. Let's get together. Oh, and please let this trainer here stand in front of you guys. They all nodded and got in a pose. I stood in front of Moltres and Zapdos, and Dave stood in front of Articuno. Then a lot of camera flashes appeared from the crowd of people. After 5 minutes of posing, the crowd was pleased. Wow, thanks, dude, you rock! He held his hand out and I gave him a high five. Hey, no problem. Now I need to get going. My buddies have a lot of flying to do. I get on top of Articuno and took my look at my Pokénav. After a map search, the direction was now known. Alright, you three, let's go that way. Bye, everyone! All three legendary birds began to fly in the air. We soon were off towards the Kanto region. Hey, what was back there all about? I was just making a quick change-up from Zapdos to Articuno when a whole bunch of people saw me. They were pretty amazed to see all three of you guys. I noticed. Can you blame them? We are pretty unique and inspiring. Yeah. Ooh, if only I could have shown them my powerful fire tactics. I rolled my eyes and sighed at what Moltres said. Well, even though we wasted a bit of time back there, we can still reach Altimar by sunset. Hope you two don't mind, but I don't have time to return you. Just follow me in Articuno, please. Yes, alright. The second part of the journey to Altimar is now beginning, and the journey leads over to the ocean to the Kanto region. I hope I can get the LSRT back up and running after all this work. The only way to do that is to ask the creator himself. Ready? 1 second. Alright. It is nearly afternoon, and Mike's mom and Hannah come to the house after going to the market. Mom takes only several groceries from the car and brings them in the house. She tries to call for Mike. Hey Mike, are you home? I need some help with the bags. There was no response throughout the house though. You must be out training again. Hey Hannah, I need your help. I need you to help me with the food. Okay, alright, I will. After about 5 minutes, the groceries were brought in. While Mom was putting the food away in the cupboards, Hannah went to her room and got to get her Pokénav. She noticed that she has one new message. I got a text message from Mike. She was happy to get the message from her brother at first, but when she began to read it, her mood completely changed. Hey Hannah, I'm sorry to say, but I won't be coming home for a while. The life about the LSRT was completely true, and I want that team back. I've decided to go to Altimar to meet up with my best friends, Latias and Latios. I miss them, and I bet they will miss me. Please don't feel upset by this. I know you'll miss me, but I just want my team back. I want my life back. I hope you understand that. Also, I hope you understand that no matter how far apart we are from each other, you're still my sis. I'll always love you. Oh, and thank you for offering to help build a team with me. That means a lot. Mike is gone? She had no idea how to respond to this note. She did, however, reread the message, and on the second time she saw a P.S. at the bottom of it. P.S. Please do not show our parents this message. I don't want them getting involved. Please keep this between you and me. Wow, I can't believe that Mike would run away from home, especially to Altimar. I hear that place is very far away from here. She stared at the message for a brief moment. She then thought of an idea. I have to call Mike just to see if he's okay. She took the Pokénav and looked up Mike's number. But right when she was about to call him, the doorbell rang. She stops what she was doing and walks over to the door. When she opens it, she finds both Mr. Infanger and Mrs. Coase. Hello. Hello. Good afternoon, young lady. I am Mr. Infanger, the principal of the Lock Trainer School. And this is Mrs. Coase, a poker class teacher. Do you know if Mike's home? No, he's not. Sorry. Oh, well, are his parents home? Yeah. My mom is home, yes. 1 second. Hannah walks to the kitchen and up to Mom. Was that the doorbell that I heard? Yeah, it was, and Mr. Infanger and Mrs. Coase are here. The principal? Oh, I wonder what this is about then. It must be important. They both walk back to the living room. Oh, hello. Please come in. Thank you. Mr. Infanger, Lock Trainer School Principal. Mom and Mr. Infanger then shake hands. And I'm Mrs. Coase, Mike's poker class teacher. Nice to meet you. Please sit down. All four of them take a seat in the chairs in the living room. I know this may sound a little frightening, but are you aware that Mike has run away from the school? He what? Yes. At about 9:20 a.m., I caught him trying to leave the building. When I told him to return, he said, "Expel me, I don't care," and then flew off on his Pidgeot. I can't believe this. Why on earth would he do something like that? We're not entirely sure, but I think it has something to do with the two legendary Pokemon Latias and Latios. Latias and Latios? What about them? It appeared that the reason why Mike fled was because we were learning about facts in them. I think that might have triggered some memories and made him miss them. Miss them? Yes, it looks to us like Mike was great friends with Latias and Latios, and he misses them so much that he wants things right again. My gosh. Also, in this book I have here, shows Mike with Latias and Latios. I have a picture to show you. Miss Koza flips to the picture of Mike with the Latis. When she shows Mom, she becomes shocked. Oh my gosh, that's Mike! That is him! It must be true! Mike must have gone to see them after seeing this. He must have missed them a whole lot if he quit school like that. Oh, I know he's capable of taking care of himself, but I must have him back here. Do either of you have any idea where Mike went off to? Actually, yes. I think he might be going to Altimar Island, but we're not completely positive. Oh, that is helpful, thank you. I wish there was some more help that we could do. You know what? I think there is a way we can help. I know some people who work for the police department. Maybe we can get a search party going. Oh, that would be great. Please follow me to the kitchen. There's a phone in there. All but Hannah then got up and walked to the kitchen. Hannah remained in the chair and thought to herself. She wondered where Mike was and what he was going to do when he got to Altimar. She also wondered what Latias and Latios were like. Oh, Mike. Latias and Latios must have been really cool and friendly if you want to see him that bad. I wish I could see him too. Back with the legendary birds and Mike. It's been about another couple hours since my last stop. It looked to me like the sun would start to set in about 2 more hours. I looked down past Articuno to see that there was land below. I looked at my Pokénav world map and noticed that we were now over the Kanto region. Now would be a good time to make a stop. Alright, Articuno, it's time to head down to the ground. Okay, down we go. Articuno then dove and aimed towards the ground, with Zapdos and Moltres still following behind. Articuno made an interesting decision on where to land. We landed on one of the pair of islands that were part of the Kanto region. These were Seafoam Islands, also known as Articuno's old home. This wasn't where we met, though. We met in a forest in Barica on a cold winter day. I still think that's kind of funny for him to land on these islands, though. Seafoam Islands. An interesting stop, Articuno. Yes, it is. I haven't been here in ages. Oh, I know of this place. This is where you made one of your temporary homes. That is right. The caves are perfect temperature, too. As cold can be. Blech! I hate the cold. Now, Mount Blaze. Now, that's my kind of place. I would love to stay here with you, Articuno, but we need to get going. This isn't even the last pit stop before Altimar. I understand. It was nice to even spend the 5 minutes we did here. We can go now. Okay, Moltres, it's your turn to fly. Okay then, get on my back. I was about to get on top of him, but then for a brief moment I felt like there was something else to do before we got going. It was the feelings of telling the truth to my friends of going back in time. Pidgeot knew about it already because I told him, and so does Linu now because Pidgeot told him. Now that the three remaining Pokemon were out, this was the best time to tell him about it. Wait, hold on, you guys. Before we go, there's something I have to tell you three. You are the only ones who don't know the truth behind the LSRT yet. Truth? What truth could that be? You mean you're admitting that the team was just another crazy fantasy of yours? I gave the comment-throwing bird an angry look of disgust. No, Moltres. In fact, it's the exact opposite of that. Really? How so? And so I ended up pretty much repeating my speech that I gave to Pidgeot on the way to the park. Surprisingly, there were no interruptions throughout the speech. There were some responses to the talk in the end. That does seem like a good explanation in a way. Are you sure about that? It sounds a little absurd to me. For once, I kind of agree with Moltres. No offense, Mike, but it sounds a little too unbelievable to me. How come I don't know about this other future, then? That's the fragileness that is time. It changes without anyone knowing that it has done so. And I have always believed in alternate timelines, even if I'm not actually experiencing it. This still sounds a little crazy. But I guess we could believe Mike. He doesn't lie to us. Most of the time. I roll my eyes to him. Yeah, I somewhat believe him for the moment. Well, now that that's off my chest, now's a good time to get set on the remainder of the trip. Ready, Moltres? Sure, get on. I got on top of Moltres and then take out Articuno and Zapdos' Pokeballs. Okay, Uteru, it's time to return you. I was just about to return them when a certain feeling stopped me from doing so. This wasn't what I wanted to do. I, being LSRT leader, do not use Pokeballs, so I put the Pokeballs back without returning either of them. On second thought, never mind. I won't return you until later. I know you want to fly with me, so you can. So you're supposed to be free on my team. Thanks. Yeah, thanks. It means a lot. However, I must return all of you, including you, Moltres, when we go to the Johto region. I don't want the people of Altimar becoming scared. Alright, fine. Yeah, with Moltres in the city, you'll bet that the townspeople will lose their minds. Hey! It's not easy taking a comment, is it? Ugh, let's go. Moltres suddenly took off and started to fly. However, he was not going the right way. Hey! Moltres, wait! We need to go that way! Oh, fine, alright then. Moltres then changed course, with Articuno and Zapdos following behind. We soon were on our way to the Johto region. I realized when I looked at my map that the Johto region was not that far away, far from where we were. The final destination should definitely be reached by sunset. Yay, water break. Ugh. Let's go. It was about 30 minutes into the flight. Everything was going quite smoothly. In about another 30 minutes, we would be at our last pit stop. During the flight, I heard a ring. I wasn't quite sure what it was. I then realized that it came from my Pokénav. Someone was trying to contact with me. Hey Moltres, could you slow down please? I got a call! Moltres suddenly stopped flying forward altogether, but he still remained in the air. I got my Pokénav out and answered the call. Hello? Hello, Mike? Hannah! Oh hey, I thought you would call. You did? Yeah. I then noticed that Moltres wasn't moving anywhere. Hey Moltres, could you just move forward please? Just go slow. Jeez, make up your mind. Wait, are you really on your way to Altimar? Yes, I am. I wouldn't lie to you about something like this. I really am going to Altimar. Wow. Well, is it because you met Latios and Latios? Well, that's one of the reasons, yes. I can't wait to see them again. I bet they were really nice. Oh, yes, they are. Nicest Pokemon I ever met. How are you doing on the trip? Are you close? Somewhat. I should be able to get there in a couple hours or so. Oh, that's nice. Ah! I almost forgot to tell you. Tell me what? Mom and your principal are setting up a search party to come and find you, and I think they know that you will be at Altimar. Oh, that's weird. How did they know that was going? Did someone see the message I sent you? Oh, no, they didn't see it. I'm not quite sure how they know. Huh. Well, don't worry about it. I have a feeling that they won't find me. I suddenly hear another voice in the other line. Hannah! Who is that you're talking to? Oh, it's just Dad. He called to see how I am. Oh! Well, can I talk with him now? I need to tell him what Mike did. I think he needs to go. He's busy doing a job. Well, his job can wait. His son is more important. Hey, honey. What the? Who are you calling honey? Wait a minute. Mike? Mike, it's you! Mom? Oh, what are you doing? Hannah and I were talking. A better question would be, what on earth are you doing? You run away from school and now you're off far away from the country? Mom, listen to me. Do not get upset by this. I have to go to Altimar. You need to see your friends Latias and Latios. Yeah. How did you know? Kinda had a feeling. And also, the way Mrs. Coase and Mr. Enfanker told me what happened in class, well, that told me too. Well, yeah, I missed them more than anything in the world. and I didn't want you or Dad interfering with this. Well, I'm just worried about you. Now you shouldn't be. I just want my friends back is all. There is something that I must say, though. What's that? I still just don't feel comfortable with you taking this trip. And, well, there's a search party that'll soon come be looking for you at Altimar. So just call the search off. I can't do that. I just want you back home, right where you belong. I still can't believe you won't let this go. Just drop it. I can handle it. There was no response after that. I looked at my Pokénav and noticed that she hung up the phone. I just decided to ignore the fact that she might be upset and continue to go forward. About another 20 minutes went by, and soon we were hovering above the Johto region. The sun was starting to set at this time. Alright, Moltres, this is where we land. Moltres then headed for the ground towards the last pit stop. By the looks of the map, Altimar was only about a 10-minute flight from the spot we were in. The grassland was nice, and we were near the ocean too. But I think that the Altimar garden was a lot nicer. I got off of Moltres and took out the legendary bird's Pokeballs. I really didn't want to return them, but I had no choice. I didn't want anyone at Altimar thinking that the legendary bird would attack the island. Sorry, you guys, but you need to come back in your Pokeballs. It appeared that they didn't mind being in their Pokeballs. This kind of upset me a little. I think they're too used to being in their Pokeballs. It should be the opposite of that. I take out Pidgeot's Pokeball and toss it in the air. When Pidgeot comes out, though, he's standing up while fast asleep. He suddenly wakes up, though, after a few seconds. Oh, oops. Sorry, Pidgeot. I didn't know you were asleep. That's okay. I was just resting up for my turn flight. Oh, well, actually, from here, Altimar is only about 10 minutes. I kind of messed up on the pit stop decisions. So the flight times were very uneven. Oh, alright then. Hey, I can't go to Altimar without you. Really? Can't the others fly you there? Well, they can, but I fear that the townspeople might be afraid of them. Oh, okay. Ready to get on? Yeah, let's go. Soon the last flight had begun. The final destination was right within reach. I thought to myself for a moment on the way. I started to think of the reason why I came to this way, and it was because of Dialga. I should thank him for this idea. He is a wise Pokemon, it appears to me. I still don't know why, but it seemed like Pidgeot wasn't flying very fast. But the ride felt like it was taking twice the time that I figured. But soon after the long wait, Altimar was in sight. I told Pidgeot what spot on Altimar was the best to land. It was an alleyway that was somewhat near the secret garden. The sun looked like it would set at any moment, though. I might be a little late. Even though Pidgeot has been out for only a short time, I returned him to his Pokeball. It wasn't because I didn't want him to show the secret garden. I just wanted to be alone with Latias and Latios if I met them. I walked down the alley for a short distance before noticing a figure further down the road. As the figure got closer, I noticed it was Bianca. Wait, was it really Bianca? Yup. Must have been because she was wearing a white hat. When we got closer, she noticed me. She didn't look too excited to see me, though. Latias. Oh, Latias, I know how much you love turning into Mike, but could you just please be Latias? I'd rather have that. I smiled to the fact that this was the second time that Bianca thought I was Latias. It's just so funny to me. Well, okay, I'll try, but I never turned into a Latias before. Bianca suddenly grew shocked. Her attitude was also changed. What? Mike? Is that really you? I haven't in person. Oh, Mike, it is you! She ran over to me and gave me a huge hug. But the way she hugged me hard for how long, you could tell that she missed me a lot. Oh, Mike, I missed you. It's been so long. So long? I just saw you 2 days ago. 2 days? It's more like almost a year. I totally forgot that this is now the present day. And when I left the past, it was about 11 months from this point. Oh yeah, I forgot for a moment about the whole going back in time thing. So it really has been that long, hmm? Yeah, it has. What brings you here? Well, I returned to my town back in the future, or now, or something. I wasn't done spending time here. I want to spend more time here again. I bet Granddad will want to see you again. Lorenzo? Oh, yeah, I bet he misses me. But actually, I was hoping to see Latias and Latios again right before they went to bed. I then looked up from the sky. Unfortunately, the sun was just about to set at this time. I was so bummed! I only missed the deadline by a few minutes. Aw, man. The sun is set. The Latias are in bed by now. I'm sorry. Maybe you can see them in the morning? Yeah, I will. I know that they miss me a lot, but I don't want to wake them up. They need their sleep. Yeah, they do. So, are you going to come with me to my house? Yeah, I guess I should. Lorenzo did say that I'm welcome to go to your house at any time. Mm-hmm, he did. Let's head over there then. I guess seeing the Latias would have to wait until tomorrow then. What I could do was spend the night at Lorenzo's house. Then I could wake up early and catch the Latias right before they leave their patrol around the city. Actually, that shouldn't have a diamond mark. I'm sorry. When I walked up to Lorenzo's house, I knocked on the door. When I hid behind the front of the house and gave Bianca the gesture, Lorenzo then opened the door. Oh, it's you, Bianca. Why did you knock at the door? You know, you don't have to. Oh, that wasn't me who knocked. No, really? Who was it then? It was me. Hmm? Who was that? I stepped in front of the door. When I did, Lorenzo was happy to see me. Well, I'll be, if it isn't Mike. I never thought I would see you in a while. How have you been this past year? Great, thanks. Oh, please, come in. I went inside the house and sat down at the kitchen table. Bianca also sat at the table across from me. I'm sorry, son. I don't have any dinner for you. If I knew you were coming, don't worry about it. This was a surprise visit. I wasn't expecting any food. Lorenzo then sits down at the table. So, what have you been doing since when I last saw you? I really didn't know how to answer that question. I didn't know what I did in the new past. All I know is that it wasn't any LSRT business, and that I never met the Latias. Well, when I returned to my own time, well, that was only yesterday. Really? I decided to come all the way here right when I returned to my own time. Ah, that's right. Yeah, to you, it's like you saw us only a couple of days ago. Yeah, it is like that. So, have you seen Latios or Latias since you've got here? No, I just got here 20 minutes ago. Right when they were about to go to bed, too. I wish I did see them, though. I miss them. I bet they miss you, too. I know that Latias misses you because I saw her disguise herself as you several times. Yeah, when I saw Mike, I thought he was Latias. Until he talked to me, that is. I hope you two don't mind, but I want to head off to bed myself. I want to wake up really early so I can see the Latias when they wake up. Oh, well that's fine with me. The guest room is all yours to sleep in. Thanks. Good night, everyone. Good night, good night. I walked up the stairs into the guest room. I immediately got into bed and tried to fall asleep. I had the feeling all of a sudden that I'll have another sleepless night. Yay, another break. This time it is a break. I was right about the sleeping problem. I was so excited that I had trouble getting to sleep. I did manage to fall asleep during the middle of the night, but I woke up a little too early. I looked at my Pokénav and it said the time was 5:07. This was way before sunrise. I wanted to go back to sleep, but I was wide awake. So I just headed downstairs to the kitchen to fix something up for breakfast. Making and eating eggs and toast only took about 30 minutes. I still had time to spend. I soon heard footsteps coming from upstairs. Lorenzo soon came downstairs into the kitchen. He was surprised to see me here. Hey, Mike, you're up and early. I guess when you said I'm getting up early, you meant it. Yeah, I really didn't have a choice. I was too excited to sleep. Oh, you must really want to see them again. What do you plan on doing when you meet them? I'm not sure. I just want to say hi to them again. Although now that I think about it, I bet Latias would want to play with me again. Oh, you bet she will. That Latias always wants to play. Yeah. Hey, you know what? I think I'll head over to the garden now. It'll be a good morning surprise to the Latias. Oh, do you mind if you wait just a moment for Bianca and I? We would like to come along. Ah, sure, no problem. It only took Bianca and Lorenzo about 20 minutes to get ready. When we saw our way, we were on our way to the secret garden. When we walked through the secret passage, I could feel my heart pound with excitement. The sun was right at the point of dawn, too. The three of us waited patiently at the entrance for the Latias and Latios. So far, they were not in sight. I got the idea of hiding somewhere in the garden and surprising them. I told Lorenzo and Bianca to follow me to the Soldu's well. I hid in front of the well while both of them stood somewhat far away from it. I peeked my head in front of the well. When I saw Latias flying in the air, she looked in my direction. and I thought she saw me. I ducked behind the back behind the well. I sat there for a moment while facing Lorenzo and Bianca. I then noticed that Latias flew over to them to greet them. She stayed with them for about a minute without turning around. Then she did turn around and was about to fly off when something caught her eye. She looked at me for a second with a wondering sort of look, as displayed in the figure to your right. I had to say that, sorry. She wasn't sure whether she saw what she saw was really me. Mike? I stand up and wave to Latias. Hi, Latias. Mike, it's you! She quickly flew over to me. She then circled around me several times. I missed her cute behavior so much. It was as if I haven't seen her in over a year. Oh, Mike, you're back! She then started to rub her head up against my neck. With all these gestures, you bet that she missed me a lot. I then put my arms around her neck and gave her a great big hug. I felt so good to see her again. I missed you. I missed you too, Latias, very much. I continued to hug her for about a minute. We then just stood there smiling at each other. So, Latias, where is your brother? Ah, that's right! I must tell my brother that you're here! She then flew over to the well and started to call for Latios. Brother! Brother! Come quick! Come quick! In only about 5 seconds, Latios flew up to Latias. He looked a little disturbed. Sister, what's wrong? Are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Nothing's wrong at all. It's the opposite of that. Really? What is it then? Mike is here. He's right by the well. What? No kidding. Latios then flew over to the well. When he saw me, his face grew with delight. Hey, Mike, you are here. Latios. He and Latios flew over to me. I then lightly stroked Latios' head. Long time no see, Mike. It's wonderful to have you back in the garden again. Thanks, Latios. Could I get a hug from you? Latias giggled when I said that, and her brother also smiled. Of course you can. We also hugged for about a minute. Aw, it's just so nice to have a friend reunion. Yeah, it is very cute. So Mike, how have you been? Good. The ride from my town here was long and exhausting, but it was well worth it. Oh, how long did it take you? I'd say about 8 hours. Wow, really? That's a long time. So how is your team coming along? Huh? The LSRT, how have things been with that? Hearing him ask that made me have a strange pain appear in my chest. I couldn't tell him that it was fine. That would be a lie. I had to tell him the truth. Latios. I closed my eyes tightly and grew more nervous. Is something wrong? Well, the LSRT, it doesn't exist anymore. Latias and Latios grew completely shocked. What? Oh my gosh, what happened? Well, when I returned to the future, I noticed that both of you weren't at my house, as I thought you would be. Also, I noticed that all of the Pokemon that I recruited were no longer on my Pokénav. But even worse than that is this. I took off my Pokeball belt and showed them it with the 5 Pokeballs still attached to it. Those are Pokeballs! I thought you said you didn't use them. I don't want to, honest. But because my future has changed, the LSRT was never created. And therefore my lifestyle is still the life of a trainer. Ugh, I hate it. My gosh, I had no idea that us not coming with you at that time could affect your future. I feel very bad, to be honest. Me too. But that's okay. I know a way to get everything back to the way it's supposed to be. You do? Yes. Now all I need for you two to do is to come back home with me, and then we can remake the LSRT and we can have everything back to normal. It will take a while to get our members back, but I know that we can do it. Suddenly, both Latias and Latios grew nervous. They both looked at each other and then back at me. They closed their eyes and grew sad faces. I'm sorry, Mike, but that cannot be done. What? We cannot come home with you. We must stay here to guard the city and the Soldu. It's our duty, Mike. There was a short silence. My brother and I would love to come home with you. Honest, but we just can't leave the island. I really hope you understand. Oh, yeah, that's okay. I understand. I suddenly feel my body start to hurt. I could also feel my eyes fill up with tears. Are you okay, Mike? Oh, yes, I'm fine. Yeah. I know that you guys need to guard Altimar. I'm perfectly fine with that. The tears then start to run down my face. Mike, please excuse me. I dropped the Pokeball belt and bolt towards the entrance of the garden. When I did that, though, my Pokespeak amulet flew off my neck and fell to the ground. Mike, where are you going? Oh my. Goodness, what happened to him? I think the poor boy got really upset because Latios and Latias declined his invitation to go home with him. I hope he's okay. He left his Pokemon behind on the ground, too. Oh my goodness. I really hope we didn't just break Mike's heart. All of them continued to watch me run away as I got out of the garden altogether. They were wondering where I was going, and actually so am I. I felt so depressed that I didn't even notice that my Pokespeak amulet fell off. But by this time, to me, it was too late. I just kept running, without any destination in mind. Latias and Latios looked at each other with awfully sad faces. They felt so terrible for what just happened. I just feel so bad, sis. Me too, brother. Latias then flies up higher in the air and calls out, I'm sorry, Mike. Please come back. And that is the end of part 5. That's how it ends for this part. I am looking forward to reading the next part because once again that is another good part. Unless real curiosity. Oh, about 1 hour and a half. Yay! Long part. Alrighty, so that is the end of that, and I really hope you enjoyed this part of the book. And then next time we'll be reading part 6. I hope you once again, I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and thank you for reading. And I hope you got no plans for when you're reading part 6, because honestly, that's probably going to take even longer, because that is actually so far, I think, yeah, it is the longest part in my book, so it's even longer than this one. But anyway, that's part 6, and that'll be for next video. So once again, thank you for reading, and this is Mr. Jump signing out till next time. See you there.